I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, and the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am still Matt Fox.
And we are in the amazing Southfield studios of,
I think
Podcast Your Voice,
Podcast
Detroit.
I think this is the first Man Cave that we've done in this studio.
I believe in a thing called love. I believe you are correct, sir.
Yeah. So
I believe you are correct,
welcome
sir.
to the Southfield Podcast Detroit studios.
It's the first broadcast that's not screwed up. Oh, no, Motor City Hypnotist went without a hitch.
Yes, it did.
And then I screwed up City of Champions. And then hopefully we're doing good things now.
Yeah. No, sounds good, looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn my mic down a little bit if you'd like.
Hot mic. No, you're good.
Am I good? All right.
Levels are...
I don't know if you want to hear me or not.
Good.
Everyone that's on the Facebook Live, thanks for popping in and saying hi. ManCaveHappyHour.com. Go to our website, and that's where you can find everything you want to know about Jamie and I.
More than you want to know, really.
Well, yeah, then, follow us on the face space, and then, on the Instagram and on the Twitter, Man Cave Happy HR on the Twitter.
Yeah.
At that. So, and then, Jamie's wearing a really cool shirt. And it says, Man Cave Happy Hour on it. So you go to wearingfunny.com.
Wearingfunny.com.
And there are so many fun shirts and apparel that you can purchase.
If you're a Detroit person, there's like a ton of fun Detroit stuff.
Tracks, Todds.
Menjos.
What was that thing on the lodge?
All the good on the lodge with it. We are on the lodge with it.
We are on the lodge with it.
We are right here at 9 Mile in the lodge in our Southfield studios. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
Pleased with the way things are working.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
It is.
It's cozy.
It's not close quarters. It's podcast quarters.
It's podcast quarters.
Right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to have a conversation with one or two people,
Sure.
not everybody that, anyways, I digress.
Sure. Yeah. So it's just a taste. Man Cave Happy Hour. We're going to dive into some barrel-proof bourbon. And I want to talk a little bit about barrel-proof bourbons. So what is, all right, here at the Whiskey Advocate on the line here, there's the basics about what is barrel-proof, right?
Right. I'm curious. Help educate me here.
Right. So, 4 simple ingredients is what makes up a whiskey. You got water, grain, yeast, and oak, right? But from there, it can get complicated. And there's a lot of different terms. So to understand barrel proof, and again, this is coming off the Whiskey Advocate, you have to understand the oak barrel's role, how it houses the whiskey as it matures, imparting pleasurable flavors. Pleasure and wonderful colors. As it does it. I
see what you did there.
There's the proof. And it can change in the barrel. And it's the proof is simply the measure of alcohol. It's twice the percentage by volume. So 100 proof spirit, 50% alcohol.
Right.
So there you go. It's not part of the federal government standard for identifying distilled spirits.
As far as the bottled and bond legislation?
Right. There's not a federal guideline or standard for it. But in 1979, people were putting all these different labels on bottles. And so in 79, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms recognized that they should establish some guidelines. So it's not a law and it's not a mandate, but they're guidelines to be able to so consumers know what they're getting when they buy something. So there are these guidelines as part of the ATF's work back in 79. So there's original proof, original barrel proof, entry proof, and barrel proof.
Okay.
And they mean ostensibly the same thing. Original proof, original barrel proof, and entry proof, they're all the same thing.
Okay.
Right? So they all mean the same thing. So you might see those different terms. But it's the proof that the spirit entered the barrel is the same proof the bottled spirit is. Right?
Okay.
And so because we were talking about this fella here today that we're going to dive into is a blend.
Yes, it is.
And so, it's coming from different. So it's a blend. It's obviously coming from
different.
series.
It's blended with different age statements, right?
So, but the thing is, because when you put the juice into the wood, and you store it, you get a cool climate like Scotland, and generally the proof will stay the same or actually go down.
Correct.
So
because the climate does matter.
In your Scotch whiskeys, it could very well go down. But you get Tennessee and Kentucky where many whiskeys are distilled.
Right.
It doesn't have to be distilled there, but many whiskeys are distilled there.
Correct.
The proof, the climate, the warmer climate, generally always goes up. So the proof it went into the barrel, when they pull it out of the barrel, it's usually a much higher proof.
It's because it's the barrel's fault.
So you think barrel proof, it's what it is coming out of the barrel.
Right.
Barrel proof is you're matching the proof to what it was when it went in the barrel.
Huh.
Yeah. So so now you have cask strength.
Right.
And again, that's slightly different too. Those are our makers' friends.
Yes.
Do that. So, all right. So barrel proof is a little different. It means, according to the HF ruling, the bottling proof is not more than 2 degrees lower than the proof established at the time the spirits were gauged for taxation. Meaning what they were when they went in. Right.
Look at you dropping some knowledge, man.
Yeah. Yep. So aged spirits are gauged for tax determinations when the barrels are dumped for bottling. So 2 degrees gives the distillers a little wiggle room. The intention is for the proof in the bottle to match that of the barrel. That explains why they often have an odd number like 52.7 instead of just rounding it to 53. There's a precise number. So that's why.
Because you got to get taxed properly.
So barrel strength is synonymous with cask strength, which is the preferred term for scotches.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's Makers uses that.
Makers does use that
as well, but
yes.
Your scotches go more call it cask strength than your American whiskeys and bourbons. Say barrel strength. All right, so and they produce it. This is coming from Denny Potter being cited in this article on the Whiskey Advocate. He's the master distiller over at Heaven Hiller. He said we produce barrel-proof whiskeys because the consumers want it.
Yeah,
snakes and sparklers, man.
That's a spicy meatball.
You gotta give the consumers what they want.
Right.
They don't want snakes and sparklers. They want the boom boom.
I want the snakes and sparklers.
Well. Snakes and sparklers.
I'm not a regular consumer. I just want the
Joe
original.
Dirt. Who knew Joe Dirt was a fixer of businesses? I was going to call him. It's an inside joke between Matthew and I. I was going to do it with you. A new show launching, Michael, and I was going to call him.
What a great guy!
I was going to call him the Wolf. Because he's like a fixer and he comes in and fixes things. But Joe Dirt fixed that business. So
he kind of did, yeah.
Maybe he's Joe Dirt. I don't know. All right.
I need you to get some blankets.
I really digress.
I need you to get some blankets and I need you to cover up the back seat. All right?
So a misconception about barrel-proof whiskeys is that you have to drink them straight. And you don't. And like any whiskey or bourbon, you don't. You can add water and open it up. You can mix it with stuff depending on how much you paid for the bottle. So there you go. So,
but you drink it how you enjoy it, and that's we learned that so early on. You just drink it to enjoy it, right? And responsibly at that. But you drink it however you feel you need to.
So Booker's Bourbon introduced barrel proof 30 years ago, and it just was super popular for them. And they brought along proof versions of Old Fitzgerald Weller, and those go back to the 50s. Barrel proofs on those. So there you go. So I also have a list off of the Whiskey Advocate for the best barrel proof bourbons.
Okay.
Under $75.
Okay.
So there's nothing better than the taste of bourbon straight from the barrel, unfiltered, uncut, and as close to untouched as you can get. 80 proof, 40% is the lowest it can legally be,
right?
For bourbon. Many releases are less than 100. Most barrel proof or cask strength bourbons usually hit around the 110 mark.
Wow!
And so that's the thing. That's the thing. It's they usually come in a little hotter,
right?
Not screaming hot. And it's like, well, George Stagg, right? Hazmat levels of 140 proof. It can't even be brought onto an airplane. Not even in your checked luggage.
Nope.
You cannot. That is rocket fuel. The only place it can go is in the gas tank of the airplane. You cannot. Yeah, you can't check it in your bag. You get in trouble for that. So 75 might seem high for an everyday whiskey, but remember, you get more bang for your buck on these. And so that's why we went with the $75 price point. And the first one up, I've had it before.
Okay.
It was a store pick at Barrel Proof, and it was Elijah Craig.
Really?
Yeah, I like the Elijah. I like Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig's one of my go-tos.
You've mentioned Elijah Craig because you had run out of Buffalo Trace. So you had started going on to the Elijah Craig
and
because you couldn't find the Buffalo Trace at one point.
For a while. Yeah, it was hard to get. So Elijah Craig is a 12-year-old bourbon from Heaven Hill. The whiskey's released 3 times a year at the Barrel Proof. So, yeah, and again, looking for these barrel proofs like the one we're going to try today, the Elijah Craigs. Sometimes these are, they're not like always there.
Right.
So you got to get while the getting's good.
Because they only, like you say, it's only released 3 times a year with the Elijah Craig. Okay.
So it's got more spiciness, the Elijah Craig, than the regular finish. Booker's and the Elijah Craig is about $65.
Okay.
Booker's,
okay,
right at the top of the charts here of our $75 limit at $73, and it was one of the very first ever barrel proof bourbons on the market, going back to '88. It's a Jim Beam small batch collection, really.
Okay.
From the Beam
family.
Peanut butter notes in that is what they say.
You know what were we trying? There was peanut oil. It was what we were drinking on. We just did a show about it. It was the David Nicholson.
Yeah.
And it had hints of peanut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
David Nicholson, 18. Sorry.
Then the next one here for $50, Makers cask strength.
I did enjoy the cask strength Makers.
I like it a lot.
It was a very tasty beverage.
Yes. Coming in fighter plane Stag Junior. If you can get a hold of it, again, it's hard to get a hold of. $50 is the shelf price, but you're hard pressed to find it. And then private store barrel picks are always, because stores often do the barrel strength.
Right.
And then the last one on the list here is the most affordable of all of them on
Coming
here.
in at how much?
$45.
Okay.
It is Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's what we're sipping on this evening.
That is, I am thirsty too. So all that information there coming out of the Whiskey Advocate on both of those. Those things. All right, so we're talking about Wild Turkey, and Wild Turkey has a lot of different offerings.
They really do.
There's a whole pecking order, and this is you like how I did that? I stole that off of that's a headline on the Whiskey Reviewers.
Oh,
thing.
Goodness gracious!
So there's a pecking order to it, and top of the pops here is the Rare Breed bourbon. They also have Wild Turkey 101. Wild Turkey 101 Rye. They have the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. The Long Branch, which is Matthew McConaughey's.
Right.
It's finished with the Texas pecans, I think, right? The Texas. No. It's it's got the finish. And they have the Texas mesquite.
I'm trying to think of what. I don't know.
Ale bourbon filtered mesquite wood, yeah.
Oh,
so it's the Texas mesquite. Adding that mesquite. I like the Long Branch, man. I am a big fan of that. I've dusted off a few of those. My Infinity bottle
Yes.
Is a Long Branch bottle.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep. So, and then they have a rare breed rye. This is not the rare breed rye. This is just the straight bourbon. And then there's, so there's a Wild Turkey American honey. So those are
That's quite the pecking order.
Yeah. So, but this is like the top of the pops. So this is the Cadillac.
All right.
Or the Lincoln if we're doing Matthew McConaughey, right?
All right. Couldn't help it, man. I really couldn't.
Yeah. All right.
So are you cracking that?
This is coming in at 116.8.
That's going to have some warmth to it.
58.4% alcohol. Again, it's that odd number because that's what it went into the barrel, and that's what did this. All right. So what do we know about the rare breed?
So this Wild Turkey rare breed actually was the second barrel-proof bourbon on the modern market.
Oh, okay.
Right, and was first introduced by Jimmy Russell, who was actually who's the master distiller. Jimmy Russell introduced it in 1990.
My bad Jimmy Stewart voice for Jimmy Russell.
1991 is when Jimmy Russell introduced it.
All right.
Actually, which is in response to his friend and fellow master distiller, Booker releasing his barrel-proof bourbon, Booker's. But although there's not an age statement, or it's not age stated,
right?
The rare breed is really more of an uncut blend.
Ooh. And
it's a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old bourbon, which is blended from batches from around 150 barrels, picked from some of the best spots in the Wild Turkey warehouses themselves.
Ooh.
So can you imagine having that job of saying, okay, I'm going to go around and taste these 150 barrels, and which one's going to taste the best to put into a blend is what it comes down to.
So we have, I got to tell you, we have a bottle of Russell's that I got from Keiko's. And it's like we're going to do it. We're going to do it very special, and it's a part of the Wild Turkey family.
Oh, even better!
It's an amazing bottle, supposedly.
Yeah. So since 1991, over the years, there have been 4 label-specific iterations of the rare breed. And the current release hitting, this is the 116.8 proof. So, and this is all coming from bourbonpatty.com, where I'm getting all this from. Just so you know. But here's some stats.
All right.
Because something you always ask about.
Yeah.
What? Oh, here we go. I love that sound.
All right.
So you always ask me the question about what's the mash bill?
What's the mash bill?
What's the mash bill? So I actually have a little bit of an in-depth mash bill on this. So 75% Indiana corn.
Indiana corn.
All right. 13% rye. From northeastern Germany.
This is very specific.
Really. And then 12% barley malted from Minnesota. But the most important part of all that, it's all non-GMO.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it is produced by Wild Turkey Distillery out of Kentucky itself, which is amazing. And this buck 16.8 proof, that's a healthy frickin' pour, sir. That's going to be amazing.
Nice young, baby.
Yeah, it is kind of. Woo! Wow. But if you really want to experience it the way Wild Turkey wants you to, you really want to do it in a Glencairn.
Yeah.
Did you just put that behind your ears?
No, I was making fun of you because you licked it. You licked your finger, and
Did
I was like,
"Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
I
just had it on my fingers.
just being silly.
Yeah, you're good. So that's some of the vital stats. We
didn't have any Glencairns here. We're making a Glencairn.
But I'll drink it. I'll drink whiskey of anything. But oh my God, the legs. God, the oils are just hanging on.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see it on the Facebook, but my goodness gracious.
Holy crap.
That's craziness. So that's going to hang around the palate for a little bit longer, I think. What do you... So, but
what else do we know?
The color on this, that's that deep, it's like a deep burnt caramel color almost. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful, nice amber color.
It is. It really is.
But you might be getting it. I don't want to, because you are very subjective to the power of persuasion.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me the tasting notes until we've tasted it and kind of gone. Look at that color.
It's craziness.
Dark.
But also, I want to go back to that job of, the batches for 150 barrels, and you're going around sipping each one of them, and you're like...
Right, trying to make it part of this crazy mix.
I don't like that one. That one didn't have this, but this one does. Okay, but that one did. But how do you... man.
Yeah.
Those guys and their palates are crazy. Oh, you're diving in.
I'm gonna dive in. Well, all right. Well, listen. No, I didn't sip yet.
All right.
I was. What are you getting on the nose? I'm trying to get the nose.
Well,
it's bourbon, whiskey. It smells like whiskey.
I'm getting Gosh, I'm getting a little bit of cinnamon.
Caramel.
Are
you getting cinnamon?
A little cinnamon, a little clove action in there as well. Being that it's a $1.16.8 proof, I'm thinking I might taste some pepper. Because my nose hairs
curled my nose.
And I'm afraid that this might bite the back of my face off at the same time.
Oh no!
In a good way, but you might get a little on the nose. I'm getting also a little bit of fruit, little cherry maybe.
Okay.
I can't. Is it regular?
Yes
cherry?
to all of the above.
God. Okay, I'm diving in.
All right.
I'm done sniffing. Woo! There's rye. I got the rye.
All right,
Definitely got the.
Sip. You never know anything off the first sip.
Wow, I got the rye. Wee. All right. Oh, that finishes nicely. I haven't taken my second sip yet. I just let that first one go. That finishes nicely. It just sits it's just sitting in the back of my palate and back of my throat.
I'm feeling all 116 proof.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it's still the warmth is just there, and it just continues to coat as it lingers.
Okay, there's the spiciness of the rye, but I'm getting like a cocoa, not chocolate,
like more of a dark chocolate maybe,
or
cocoa,
like a powdered cocoa. Sweet. So it's you got your caramel, you got your sweet, but it's like a cocoa sweet to me.
I'll dive in a second time.
Oh, and this like, I don't know if I want to say a licorice.
Okay.
So is there something like dark in there? That it's like if you hear somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about, it'd be like, it tastes like a slate blackboard,
Okay, so a cinnamon stick. Okay, it's a cinnamon stick.
Okay,
right?
Is that what you're getting?
That's the cinnamon's there because
the smell, or
the cinnamon was on the nose, but then on the palate,
yeah,
it's like you bit a cinnamon stick almost.
Okay.
Right, because it's
don't do that.
It's like a
that
stone
is not
spice.
Advisable.
No, but it's like a stone spice almost.
Okay,
right, because it's more of it's not broken up. Oh wow, it's weird. I got that cinnamon stick off of that.
I got It's
like
there's like something. It's like
they're still
mossy.
They're still it's earthy,
mossy. Yeah. And with the cocoa, and they're sweet.
Yeah, and there's still some fruit there, and it's more of a darker type fruit that I'm getting.
Okay.
As it continues to linger.
Plum.
I
don't know. I was thinking of a dark fruit.
Wow, my sinuses are cleared up.
Prune.
My sinuses have cleared the heck up here.
Prune, plums.
Like a dark grape, like one of those world grapes. Those
I don't know. I'm just making crap up now.
I don't know. The finish though. That rye is just hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's how's your chest feel?
Nice.
Your sinus is clear like mine.
Yeah, there's it's part of the wild turkey family.
Yep.
I've had a few of the turkeys. I like I like it.
Yeah.
We haven't done that.
What's that?
In a while. Screw, Marry, Kill.
I was just thinking about that this afternoon. Not kidding.
That's one of our rating systems. Screw, Marry, Kill. Mm-hmm. Would you marry it? Will you buy it? Take it home and have it again and again? Screw, just out and about. If you had it, somebody offered it, you'd do it. Kill, dead to me. I don't ever want to try that again.
I wouldn't kill this.
Screw, marry, kill. Well, I did marry it because I bought it for the sake of the show.
Right.
It's a tax write-off, honey.
Well done. But here's the thing. I would not kill it.
I'm making way too much DJ money this year. I need some write-offs. I'm buying more bourbon. She's like, give me half your DJ money.
Oh,
like, you're killing me. You said I could have my DJ money. I lied. Give me your DJ money. She's taking all my money.
Actually, it is starting to pick up. That industry is starting to move.
Yeah, we're DJing weddings again, which is great.
But what I was going to share with
Screw,
you.
Marry, Kill.
Yeah, Screw, Marry, Kill. So,
would I buy it again? I bought this one. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many bourbons to buy.
There is.
Like Long Branch, I'll buy again and again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get some more. I would buy if I was there. I was looking at this or the Long Branch. I would get another Long Branch because I like it. The Long Branch because it's different. It's got that mesquite.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know. It's like because I love Matthew McConaughey. I think he's a riot.
All right then.
I think he's a gas.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with him. I want to get him. I would love to get
that'd
him.
That'd be kind of fun to talk to. Mr.
I would love
McConaughey.
to have a conversation with him. And then just about nothing about bourbon, really. Maybe at the end talk about bourbon, but just to talk to him. I just want to. Anyhow, but. I will buy that Long Branch again. But I did not know it was his. I did not know that was a Matthew McConaughey thing. I didn't know. I was enamored with the juice before, and now that I know that it's him, I'm like, oh my god. Right. So, and that was because he came on to help the Wild Turkey brand, and he wanted to do one that kind of put his stamp on, and that was the one. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that going into it, and I was enamored with it. And I like that. I'll buy that again and again because it is, like I said, it's got that slightly different flavor. It's got that different finish to it. But the thing is, it's not so overpowering like we did a couple episodes back. That s'mores.
Oh, geez, that was.
It's like. So it's not an overpowering, a divergence from a whiskey. It's just a gentle hint of it, but it's something. It's different, right? And I don't know. I dig it. I dig it in the fall. I dig it in the summer. It's great in the winter.
Right.
Not in the spring though.
No.
Never at dusk. Never at dusk.
Why not?
I don't know. That's Steve Martin. I want to get small. Small, but never at dusk. Never at dusk. All right.
And for the children. And, of course, for the children.
Grandpa bought a rubber. All right.
I'd have an orgasm forever. But then again, anyways.
Steve Martin. Wow, we were digressing. All right.
A little bit. But you said screw, marry, kill.
Screw, marry. So I would.
Would you marry this again?
There's so many things to buy.
Yes.
But I would, yes.
Okay.
I would. I might have this on the shelf. Once this one goes away, there's so many things to buy, though.
Yeah.
So,
see, I would marry this.
Yep.
But here's the catalyst to marrying this. You don't start your evening off with this.
Like we did tonight.
So we're having a regressive. It's a regressive evening.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
not a progressive, but a regressive.
So you typically, when you're starting your evening, and you're going to be drinking bourbon, whiskey, always look for that lighter proof to start your night off. And as the night goes on, you can step it up, but don't step it up so high that you're going to lose control at the same time. Right? Throw in some water, water it down, or drink a frickin' water in between.
Yeah.
You got to pace yourself.
Sip, drink. Sip, drink.
Drink water. Yeah. Drink, water.
Water.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's the responsible piece of it. But yeah, at a $1.16.8 proof, don't start off the evening at this.
We did, baby. Yeah.
Have you had dinner yet?
Yeah, right
now.
Yeah,
you're smarter than I am.
That's it. No, I have not.
Well, welcome to dinner. Cheers.
Yeah, there we go.
But honestly, Jamie, this is something that I would marry.
Yeah. Well, I Wild Turkey is kind of iconic, right? It's an iconic brand, and you want to have Wild Turkey. It's like I like to have crap on my shelf. I just had a poker night. All my fraternity brothers came over and were playing poker. And I pulled out like just a crap ton of bourbons and put them up. And it's funny because it's like we're all, in our, over 50.
Okay.
Right? So anywhere from 52 to 56 or so, right? And so in college fraternity, it was freaking Animal House, right? But
you were in college. You were at college in the mid '80s.
Yeah.
So did you have really tall hair?
I did. I really did. dress for the 80s. Oh, I got to wrap my hair out. But over half the guys are sober now, right? So they don't drink. And I'm like, I got all these bourbons lined up. I'm like, no pressure, fellas. You stick with your LaCroix, fellas.
Look at my liver, baby.
And
Come
I
on.
appreciate you guys for being smart.
I got 2 strong muscles in my body, my liver and my kidneys.
That's
all right?
it. That's it. So, but yeah, it was funny. It's over half the guys are like sober now.
Well, good for them. It's a life choice, and
I love
nothing wrong with that.
I love it. And I love that they still, they didn't, they're comfortable with, because there were a couple of guys, because there were a couple of cool bottles that I've received recently, and I bought recently. We did the Old Fitzgerald, for our episode 100.
Yes, we did. Which was 100 proof.
And I had
Bottled and bond.
Yeah. Tony at the Wine Garden hooked us up on that one.
Thanks, Tony.
Love that, man. And I was like, we were showing it off and posting on Facebook on the social medias. And one of my fraternity brothers was like, "Oh my God, dude." And that's the whole reason I had this poker party. I'm like, because I have to have him over to try this bottle. He's like, well, I gotta try that.
So he wasn't one of the folks that was sober.
No, no. He's like, he loves the bourbons. So I'm like, you gotta come over. Guess who's the one person who didn't show up?
Pat.
The one. No. Pat
Oh, that guy. Right.
Yeah, Scott didn't show up. It's like, Scott, dang it! I planned this whole bloody thing for you.
Just for you. I think Bill
wanted to know what fraternity and what school. Teak, Tau Cap Epsilon from University of Michigan in Dearborn, Road Tau chapter. Scroll 27, baby.
Could you be any more specific?
Yeah. No, that's about as specific as I could get. Yeah. Nice. So Ronald Reagan was a Teak. Aaron Rodgers, football guy.
Really?
He's a Teak.
Is he a football guy?
Aaron Rodgers, he was a Teak.
Okay.
He's in my fraternity. Forbes, Steve Forbes, he's a Teak.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Pee Wee Herman, we got that going for us.
See any good movies lately there, Mr. Flanagan?
Yeah. So one of my favorite Teaks. So Danny Thomas.
Danny Thomas. Who's Danny Thomas?
Danny Thomas.
Yes.
He was a comedian, actor, singer, but he started St. Jude's.
Okay.
His daughter Marlo is keeping going on. But so St. Jude's.
Okay.
That was Danny Thomas's philanthropy.
Oh my goodness.
He helped start and fosters that. And his daughter Marlo keeps it going. And like most of the charity.
Okay. Yep. Sorry about that.
Charity work. St. Jude. You might have heard of them.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I'm teasing. It's kind of big. So it's I love Danny Thomas for that, and I love the Teaks for the philanthropies that they do with that. Anyway.
Well, being philanthropic is
but
an
no, I had all these
thing.
things out. Yeah. I had all these out, and I want to have. And I told you that story to tell you this story. About marrying this, and it's like I want to have wild turkey on the shelf when I have people over to entertain.
Yeah,
I want to have a wild turkey on the shelf, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I like to have but this is fire. I might actually not. I might get just like the 101, just to dial it down a little bit because this is fire.
And I've had the stag on the shelf in the past. Right, and that was fire. This is right up there with the amount of fire.
Yeah,
as far as
And we say fire. It's not that burny. It's not
burny,
that, but it is. It's
spicy.
Got a little bit of zing to it.
It's got a zing. And it's a good spicy. It's not a, oh my God, I'll never do this again. It's It's a bourbon. It's supposed to have somewhat of a bite to it, for lack of a better term, right? And you want it to be there. You don't want to have to walk away and say, oh, well, that was nothing.
Yeah.
You want it. Well, okay, what did Bill say?
He said the Teaks at Central had the best party, but you misspelled it. The Teaks at Central had the best party. He corrected it. Before they were banned off campus, Central had a little bit of...
Fire up, baby.
Yeah, it's kind of like
speaking
of
116.8, fire up.
We were on double secret probation? What?
I had no idea.
You were, Dean Wormer, could you possibly see your way to give us just one more chance?
It's like Mr. Wayne Smith has chimed in as well.
Oh, Wayne is here too. All right. Hey, Wayne. Good to meet you. So, it's a wild turkey rare breed.
The barrel proof.
The barrel proof.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, I would marry.
Well, are you nosing it again now that you've had a couple of sips?
I have nothing left to nose.
So much for that healthy pour. That's a healthy pour, Jamie. I'm like, yeah, that's not long for this world.
All right.
I see like am I getting it? Because you said fruit. I'm almost getting an apple. No.
I'm getting cherry.
Are you on cherry?
Yeah, I'm getting cherry out of it.
Okay.
Not a cherry licorice.
Now that you've said that, I mean, like I said, power of suggestion. I'm like, yes, it is. I'm like the power of suggestion.
So I do get a dark, like a darker cherry, like a dark fruit. So it could be plum.
It was like green apple. It was green apple for me. It's so what proof? It's like turkey. It's 116. This rare breed bill is coming in at 116.8.
It's a spicy meatball.
It says it there on the neck. I do.
Yes.
116.8.
So there's just a lot of fun going on in, anytime, Jamie, when you taste a bourbon whiskey for the first time. Yes, we do it neat. We've talked about that all the time.
Yeah.
But it's the after effect that we love to talk about. Of after, you nose it, great, it smells like this, but when you taste it, you're like, okay, there's an experience that all master distillers want you to have. It's that experience with what they're creating.
Yeah.
And this is a great experience, in all honesty, because it makes you want to come back and have it again.
Yeah.
And share it with your friends.
Yes.
Right? And that's
sure.
the whole purpose of the Man Cave Happy Hour, is to share with our friends.
That's it. Learn a little bit along the way.
I did. 6, 8, 12-year blended.
Right.
Barrel proof bourbon. It's I learn something new every single time we do a show.
This turkey's not a turkey. I'm gonna do 3 in bowling. It'd be a turkey. I don't know. I should stop now. Apparently 1 was too much.
We're not done yet. But Jamie, where can folks find you on the socials?
Well, not on the radio anymore. That's for damn sure.
Why did you do that?
17 years of college down the drain. I was at a particular radio station for 17 years.
Yes,
I got fired 4 days ago.
And
we've gone in a different direction.
But that's their loss.
And you ain't part of it.
That's their loss.
And I kind of posted that up on Facebook. And it was like I put a picture of like the last. I went to my camera roll and I found like the last picture I took in the studio, because whenever I was there, I was a good little DJ worker bee, and it's like, oh, promote on social media. So I take a picture in the studio, I put it up. So I went to my last, because of the pandemic, everybody's been remote, and so I went to my last time in the studio and posted that picture and said, hey, after 17 years, I'm no longer there. I
think someone said congratulations.
Happy trails. A lot of people said congratulations. And I said, I'm not sure what's happening next. I might hang up my radio rock and roll shoes.
Right.
And it just, there was like, I got more responses to that post than any post I've put up. And I don't know, it's like I get more than any birthday response. But here's the cool thing.
What's the cool thing?
I've had 2 job offers.
The power of social media.
Robbie Bridges, he was a program director at DVD 2 program directors ago.
Okay.
One of the ones that didn't fire me. Love Robbie and Rochelle and his girl. And they're up in Traverse City now. They went back to New England, and then they got a gig in Traverse City. So he's up.
Nice.
If anybody's, if you're in the Metro Detroit, Michigan area and you're near Traverse City, it's at 106 KHQ, I think, 106 up there. Robbie and Rochelle, they do mornings there, and he's the program director there.
Oh wow, okay.
So so he invited me up to like voice track stuff.
Hey, you know what? It's it's only a 4-hour drive.
And then the Doc of Rock, Doug Podell.
Doug Podell,
at, WLLZ.
Yes.
Now, he was because we were at he was on the country station, and I was over at the pop station, and I've known Doug. Everybody in Detroit has known Doug since the 80s. I mean, everybody. But I know Doug. But no, I know no.
You know no.
I know no Doug, and not just from the radio. But he's not the program director where he's at. But he was like, no, Jamie, we could use some. We might need some weekend people. He goes, talk to my guy, and so he opened up that door. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm hanging up the shoes or not.
Yeah. So you know,
finding me. Go ahead.
Life changes.
Yeah.
One door closes,
yeah,
a couple more open.
That's
so just make your best choice, make your best decision,
Yeah.
the best thing for you. In all honesty, and life happens.
Yeah.
So just roll with it. You've got you have your career, you've got your passion, and you have podcast your voice.
Yeah, that's it.
At that. So if you are out there and you're like, you know what, those guys are having too much fun, and I want to experience some of that.
Yeah.
Come and talk to us.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
So Wayne said, "Do you know Doug in the biblical sense?" It's like, not quite that much.
There is no carnal knowledge in this room.
No,
okay?
and then Bill said, "Country music." I said, "Yeah, Podell was on Nash FM playing country music for about a year."
All right, so I will share with you. I was a Specs Howard graduate, right? And they always talk about you need experience in the radio industry to get somewhere. And I said this earlier, but I'm going to reiterate.
On the way up or on the way down, you're going to be playing country music.
So on your way up, you're like, I have to go up north and spin country music.
Traverse City.
Spin country music up north overnight on 45s. There's some experience that you want to have, and there's other experience that you can get. And that's why I ended up meeting you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back in, what was it, 1994, 95?
You're like, I don't want to go to
up north
Charlevoix to play records. Maybe I'll go do some mobile DJ down here.
Yeah, and I ended up doing that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I actually had an offer to go and DJ a wedding in Charlevoix. And they were going to pay for the hotel.
Oh, my God. I was just in Lexington last weekend. I don't know what I was thinking. That was like a drive.
Yeah, I was about an hour 15 away from home over the weekend as well. And I shared this on the Motor City Hypnotist, but I actually got a phone call, a text message from you last Thursday morning. And it was, hey, this guy needs an emergency DJ.
Yeah.
Because their DJ bailed on him.
How does somebody do that?
I don't know, but the party was for a going away party for a young man who was 17 years old and going into the Navy. So it was a going away party and his graduation party at
and
the
the
same
DJ
time.
bailed.
The DJ bailed.
All right, pardon my French. What a dick.
No, there's no French really. He's an asshole. All right. So I spoke to Dad that evening, and he was like, "This is what's going on." I'm like, my heartstrings got tugged on as soon as you said it was for someone going into the service. Having two parents who were retired military.
Yeah.
My heartstrings got tugged on incredibly hard. So I went, and I had a blast.
Yeah.
I played music for 6 hours. A young lady who actually sang at Biden's inauguration, she sang Amazing Grace a cappella at Biden's inauguration.
Really?
Also sang at this kid's graduation party and going away party because his mother connected with her because she's from Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
So what an amazing young lady to come in and sing for this young man going off into the service.
So it's not like she wasn't a friend of the family or went to school with him or something.
No, Mom reached out.
They brought her in
to
do that for his military send-off.
Yeah, well, the funniest thing, the
my
mom,
heart's melting, man.
Yeah. The mom, Julie, amazing lady. She came up, she says, "Hey, do you have a microphone?"
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I might. I'm like, yeah, here's a wireless.
Wow, you gonna do a little beatboxing, Mom?
But it was a fun event. It was a fun evening. At the end of the evening, they're all singing at the top of their lungs. They're singing Kid Rock, and it just they had a very good time. So thank you for sending that message to me on Thursday.
I'm glad you were able to connect and get them the entertainment they needed for their party because they were at a party I did. I did a St. Patrick's Day party, a house party, and they were there and they were friends and they're like, oh hey, any chance you're available? I'm like, sorry, I'm not. And I had messaged you before I got back to them, and I'm like, are you open? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. And so I connected you guys, and I'm glad it came through. I'm glad
it worked out. It really did.
It was very cool.
So that's part of just what you and I do.
Sure,
we take care of people.
That's how we do.
So those folks listening on the Facebook or the Stitcher, Twitch. Is that what it's called? I'm only 1.5 in.
The Twitcher.
The Twitcher?
Twitter, Stitcher.
Like, follow, subscribe, collect.
Yes. Pick it up.
No,
Pick it up.
I'm just, I'm enjoying this.
So, but to your question 40 minutes ago was how do people find me? It's just.
Oh, shit. Did I go off on a tangent?
No, I went off on a tangent. And you didn't realize I never answered your question.
No.
DJ Jamie Detroit.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You said how do people find it?
DJ Jamie
JamieDetroit.com. It's on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on YouTube, and all places in between. Instagram, Grindr.
Does this smell funny to you.com?
I should.
Or does this smell infected to you.com?
I should. Yeah.
The past 20 minutes we should probably cut out.
Mike Dwyer says, have another drink, Foxy.
Nope.
Are you guys up for some whiskey in the jar? That is actually August is bartending tonight.
He's covering for Mikey.
Whiskey in the jar. Whiskey could be in our future. Well, whiskey's in our present. More whiskey in the jar could be.
But you did respond when I asked. You said just one.
Just one. I'll go there for one. Of everything.
That's what she said. Did I say that?
Matt, how do people find you?
Beazlefox.
Yeah.
With a B. EAZLEFOX.
Right.
It's a long fucking story.
Yeah.
I'm swearing now, so yes, I've been drinking. It's a long story, but yeah, Beazlefox on the Facebook, Matt Fox on Facebook. Yeah, any way you can find me.
I don't know if
Instagram.
You know, I got your name as Foxy on the.
Do you really?
On the thing. Yeah.
Well,
mine says DJ Jamie Detroit. And
you got to change
Foxy.
that to Silver Foxy.
Yeah, silver.
See that?
There you
Silver
go.
right there.
There you are.
But anyhow.
All right. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment, collect, ring a bell, all those things that you do.
Comment. And thank you to Bill, Michael, Wayne for commenting. But leave a review if you want us to taste something, try something.
Yeah.
One, join us.
Yes.
You're welcome to join us and come and sit down and have a dram.
Yeah, we should like throw the floodgates open.
We can
just, now. Have some people in.
Excuse me.
And just kind of roll a tasting party.
We should.
That'll be soon. We'll clear the shelves. We'll just bring all the bottles that that are almost empty that we want to clear off the shelves. We feel guilty for finishing. Matthew, cheers.
Cheers, Jamie.
And we'll do it again very soon.
Yes, we will. Maybe in the next 10 minutes.
Cheers.
See ya.